Good afternoon. This is the World News at 12 on Smash 88.1 FM. I am Uluwaseyi Daudu. First, the headlines. Federal government says NLC TUC will consider 35,000 naira extra pay and other offers. First Lady urges Nigerians to be patient, says husband is not a magician. Governor Dapo Abiodun reacts to tribunal judgment, says he was confident of victory. Five dead in Delta tanker explosion. CJN to inaugurate 23 judges as Supreme Court honors late Justice Nweze. WAEC gets new boss. On the foreign scene, France to vaccinate millions of ducks against bird flu. In business, BUA begins sale of cement at 3,500 naira per bag on Monday. In sports, Liverpool could be fined after VAR controversy despite PGMO chief apology. And in entertainment, Lebaye crowned BB Niger All-Stars winner. Stay with us, details coming up shortly. And now the news in details. The federal government is hopeful of the organized labor suspending its planned indefinite strike, saying the Nigeria Labour Congress NLC and Trade Union Congress of Nigeria TUC will consider the government's offers, including a 35,000 naira pay increase for all Treasury paid federal workers. This was one of the highlights of the hours-long meeting between the federal government and the labor unions in Abuja on Sunday. Earlier, President Bola Tinubu, in his Independence Day speech, announced a 25,000 naira pay bump, which he said would apply to low-grade workers only as a means of cushioning the effect of the removal of fuel subsidies. The virtual meeting was chaired by the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, with the Governor of Kwara State and Chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum, NGF, Abdulrazak Abdurrahman, and Governor Dapo Abiodun of Ogun State also in attendance. The Labour delegation was led by NLC President Joe Ajero, Deputy President TUC Dr. Tomi Etim Okon, NLC General Secretary Ima Ogwaja, and TUC General Secretary Nuhu Toro, among others. The First Lady, Remi Tinubu, says President Bola Tinubu's government is focused on fixing the country's problems, but admitted that her husband is not a magician. With many struggling with a tripling of fuel prices, a sharp naira devaluation, and inflation now at 25%, the Nigeria Labour Congress NLC and the Trade Union Congress TUC, the two major unions representing industries from aviation workers and nurses to teachers and bankers, had called an indefinite strike for October 3rd because they say the government failed to address their concerns. However, speaking in an interdenominational church service to mark Nigeria's 63rd independence, First Lady Remi Tinubu said her husband's government inherited a lot of challenges. However, she maintained the Tinubu administration is willing to fix the issues affecting Nigeria. The Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun has said he was always confident that the tribunal will uphold his emergence as the winner of the March 18 gubernatorial election in the state. This is, as he said, that he did not entertain any fear that the judgment of the Ogun State Governorship Election Petitions Tribunal would go against him. Abiodun said this while reacting to the Saturday judgment of the tribunal, which affirmed his victory and dismissed the petition filed by the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Ladi Adebutu, to challenge the outcome of the poll. Abiodun made this known in a press statement by his chief press secretary, Lekon Adeniro. He, however, called on the opposition to drop their animosity and join him in the task of developing Ogun State. The chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC in Ogun State, Yemi Sanusi, said the victory would propel the governor to work more to deliver the dividends of democracy to the people. The Delta State Police Command says 5 persons died with properties, including 8 buses, 2 tankers, 5 trailers, 2 cars, and 1 motorcycle burnt completely in an early Sunday inferno. Sunday's incident happened after a tanker laden with PMS driving towards Benin along Warri Benin Road fell with its contents spilling into the nearby swamp. In a statement, the command spokesman, Bright Edafe, disclosed that the spillage attracted youths who started scooping the fuel into jerry cans and other containers. While they were at it, he said an explosion erupted and the fire engulfed the area. Meanwhile, the Delta State Governor, Sheriff Oborevori, has sent his condolences to the families of victims who got burnt in the explosion. In a statement by his Chief Press Secretary, Festus Ao in Asaba, Governor Sheriff commiserated with the victims' families on the sad incident. It disclosed that the state has reached out to help the victims. Governor Oborevori blamed the unfortunate incident on the poor state of federal roads, once again calling on the federal government to expedite action in reconstructing failed portions of the road. The Chief Justice of Nigeria (CJN), Justice Olukayode Ariwoola, will swear in the newly appointed 23 judges of the Federal High Court on Wednesday. A statement by the court's Director of Press and Information on Sunday, Dr. Festus Akonde, said the judges are to be inaugurated at the main courtroom of the Supreme Court at 11 a.m. The new judges include Dikpeolu Dende Isaac from Ogun State, Ogundare Kehinde Olayiwola from Ekiti State, Agbaje Olufunmilola Adetutu from Lagos State, Musa Kakaki, Kaduna State, Abdullahi Mohammed Danige, Sokoto State, and Sharon Tanko Ishaya, Kebbi State, amongst many others. Also, a valedictory court session will be held on Tuesday, October 10, in honor of the late Justice Chima Sentos Nweze at the main courtroom of the Supreme Court at 10 a.m. As customary, the Chief Justice of Nigeria will preside over the session, which will, among other things, feature a presentation of tribute by the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Chairman of the Body of Senior Advocates of Nigeria, and President of the Nigerian Bar Association, in honor of the departed jurist. Justice Nweze died on Saturday, July 29, in Abuja at the age of 64 years after a brief illness. The West African Examinations Council (WAEC) has appointed Dr. Amos Josiah Dangote as the head of the Nigeria National Office. Dangote succeeds Patrick Aregan, whose tenure ends this month. A statement by WAEC made available to newsmen on Monday revealed that Dangote, until his appointment, was the Deputy Registrar HNO's office. The statement stated that he joined the service of WAEC in 1998 as an Assistant Registrar 2 and rose through the ranks to become a Deputy Registrar in April 2018. You are still listening to the World News at 12 on Smash 88.1 FM. More stories to come on the foreign scene in business, sport, and entertainment. Stay with us.
As a mom preparing for a big family party, what's the right soup that goes well with Golden Penny Semovita? A. Eforiru. B. Me and Taushe. C. Oha. D. All of the above.
All of the above.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Correct!
Yes, Golden Penny Semovita is my soup's first choice. Made with premium wheat and enriched with vitamins. It's the right combo for Nigerian soups. Golden Penny Semovita, my soup's first choice.
Sometimes it costs little to do much, just like it doesn't cost much to live the 5G life with the new Samsung A14 5G smartphone. All of 5G's wonders, like super fast downloads, buffer-free streaming, and seamless video calls, are yours to explore. Simply visit any Samsung or partner retail store nationwide to buy the affordable Samsung Get up to 30 gig data over the next 3 months and start living your imagination.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Yes, the Alert 545 promo is here again. Now, even more explosive than ever before. Over 90 million naira to be won. You can't afford to miss this season of excitement. To qualify, fund your account with 5,000 naira. Maintain an average account balance of at least 5,000 naira monthly. Make a minimum of 5 transactions monthly on Alert or star 945 hash. And just like that, you could be 1 million naira richer. So, download Alert today or transact without internet on star 945 hash anytime, anywhere. Terms and conditions apply. Wema Bank, with you all the way.
Welcome back. You're still listening to the World News at 12 on Smash 88.1 FM. Now on the foreign scene, France on Monday began Europe's only vaccination campaign against bird flu in ducks, hoping to avoid mass culls of millions of birds that have dearly cost the industry in recent years. The two-jab course for ducklings started at 10 days old, is obligatory in farms raising more than 250 birds from October. Producing livers for foie gras or meat, France's duck sector is especially sensitive to the virus. The birds shed it before symptoms ever appear, allowing it to spread unchecked. France's poultry population saw a wave of bird flu in 2015 to 2017 and has suffered almost constant outbreaks since 2020. Although there are currently no disease hotspots, discovery of a case means calling for the whole farm and others nearby, disrupting production for the long term and bringing a heavy financial toll for farmers. Vets expect a total of around 60 million dogs should be vaccinated by summer next year. Former U.S. President Donald Trump said he plans to appear in a New York court on Monday for the opening of a trial in which he is accused of a years-long scheme to inflate the value of real estate and financial assets. I'm going to court tomorrow morning to fight for my name and reputation, the 2024 Republican White House candidate wrote in a post on his Truth social platform on Sunday, in which he also called the New York Attorney General corrupt and the judge in the case unhinged. No fewer than 38 people have been injured in a huge fire that broke out at a police headquarters in the Egyptian city of Ismaila on Monday before it was put out, according to the health ministry. No fatalities were immediately reported, but the building was fully staffed with policemen when the fire broke out before dawn. By the time the first rescue services arrived, the blaze had engulfed the entire building of the Ismaila Security Directorate. Flames raged through the multi-story building that was completely obscured by a massive cloud of smoke before the blaze was brought under control. By dawn, all that remained of the headquarters was a charred shell, and as emergency services carried out cooling procedures to prevent another fire from breaking out. On social media, users shared footage of the fire, which showed individuals trapped inside calling for help from the windows. The cause of the blaze is not yet known, and security forces have sealed off the area where news correspondents saw rescuers attempting to evacuate those trapped inside, assisted by a crane. And now in business, BUA Cement PLC has reviewed the timeline for the implementation of its reduced ex-factory price of 3,500 naira per bag, saying Nigerians can begin to enjoy the benefit of the price reduction before the completion of its plans. The company's management in a statement on Sunday cited its commitment to reduce cement prices upon the completion of the company's new lines at the end of the year in order to spur development in the building materials and infrastructure sectors. Addressing its customers, stakeholders, and the public, the manufacturer noted that it had conducted a periodic review of its operations for efficiency. BUA Cement added that all pending undelivered orders, which had been paid for at the old prices, would be reviewed downwards to 3,500 naira per bag, in line with the new pricing from October 2nd, 2023. The federal government has waived value-added tax VAT on diesel for 6 months, Information and National Orientation Minister Mohammed Idris said in a statement on Sunday after a meeting between government officials and labor unions over the latter's planned industrial action. VAT on diesel will be waived for the next 6 months, he said, noting that it was part of the resolutions reached during the meeting with organized labor in Abuja. And now in sports, Liverpool could be hit by £25,000 disciplinary fine by the FA following their 2-1 defeat to Tottenham Hotspur on Saturday. The Reds, who finished the game with 9 men, suffered a last gasp loss following Joel Matip's 96th minute own goal at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Meanwhile, Liverpool were left infuriated after the PGMO confirmed after the game that Luis Diaz had earlier wrongly had a goal disallowed for offside due to VAR human error. According to reports, PGMOL chief Howard Webb did reach out to the club to offer an apology for the disallowed goal after the final whistle. However, it will be little consolation to the Reds following the narrow defeat, with it by no means the only incident in the club capital that club bosses feel aggrieved by. Yet Liverpool's misery might not end there, as club side saw Curtis Jones controversially shown a straight red card for a foul on Yves Bissouma in the first half in North London following VAR intervention, while Diogo Jota was dismissed for two bookable offences in quick succession after the break. A £25,000 fine is the common punishment for any side that accumulates 6 or more cards in a single match. By the letter of the law, Liverpool will be punished as a result. La Liga have put out a statement clarifying their position on the so-called economic lever deals that Barcelona did last summer. The statement, emitted late Sunday night, was regarding Barcelona's deal to sell 49.5% of Barca Studios last summer to the tune of 200 million euros, with 120 million euros of that deal in the first year. The deal was done with Socios and Orpheus Media, but Barcelona are yet to receive all of that money. Head of Orpheus Media, John Rose, claims he met the terms of the contract scrupulously as per Spanish reports, but either way, Barcelona only received 20 million euros from it. The Blaugrana resold 29.5% of Barca Studios for 120 million euros this summer to Libero and Nipa, but again have only received 20 million euros of the 60 million euros they were initially due in the first payment. La Liga said that they accepted the initial deal along the terms and numbers that Barcelona published, but once they were able to verify that only part of the payment had been made, they reduced Barcelona's salary limit and ultimately capacity to register players. And finally, in sports, Real Madrid were cruising to a 3-0 victory over Girona, the only side above them in La Liga going into match day 8, when Captain Nacho Fernandez added a sour note to the evening. His gruesome challenge on Girona winger Portu, lunging in off his feet from a distance, saw the 31-year-old stretchered off and leaving Montilivi in an ambulance. After the incident, Carlo Ancelotti publicly apologized, while Nacho would do so on his Instagram account the following day. Following the incident, Spanish reports say that Real Madrid president Florentino Perez called Portu in order to apologize for Nacho's challenge afterwards and wish him well in his recovery. Fortunately, it looks as if Portu has not broken any bones, although the extent of his injury is as of yet unknown. And now in entertainment, Ilebaye Odinaya is the winner of the BB Naija All Stars, the 8th season of the reality television series. She took the highly coveted top spot on Sunday's finale, leaving 2019 winner Mercy Eke in the number 2 position. Ilebaye goes on with a cash prize of 120 million naira, a weekend getaway for 2, and an SUV, among other rewards. The 22-year-old was evicted from 2022's BB Naija Level Up season after only 3 weeks. In case you have any news story you want us to cover, you can send us a message via our email on news@smash88.1fm.ng or send a text message to 0818-851-0881. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Instagram at Smash881FM. Please note, as we enjoy this public holiday, let's take a moment to reflect on our journey as a nation and look forward to a future filled with hope and prosperity. Happy 63rd Independence Day, Nigeria. And that's the news at noon on Smash 88.1 FM. Thank you so much for listening. I am Oluwaseyi Daudu. Good afternoon.